my name is Greta. I come from Mexico City, where we have a new participation law. And the story of this law is very interesting because actually the Mexico City Parliament this year suspended all civil and political rights of all citizens. So we had to have a fight against them and we won. So I'm going to tell you that story. It's a little bit complicated, but I'm going to try and make it simple. So in 2004, we had a citizen participation law enacted in Mexico City. This law provided us with the right to vote, to have like normal democracy and direct democracy mechanisms. And then last year in 2018, we have a new government. We elected a new government in Mexico City and also a new Congress. So the new government and the new Congress, they wanted to have a stronger civic participation law, which was amazing. We were very pro this law, and we were actually working together with the Congress to have a better law. But there was a problem. The problem was that the existing law, the applicable law, stated that the mechanisms of direct participation in Mexico City were, they had to be set in action in April. So in April, all the consulting processes would have to begin, and the new government did not want that to happen because, of course, they wanted the new law to apply to the new process of direct democracy. And when I say direct democracy, in this particular case, I am referring to specific mechanisms, which are participatory budgeting and something that we call the citizen committees, which are like a specific representation organ that represents like neighbors. So the government did not want to have a new election under the old law, and they were trying to pass the new law very, very quickly, but they couldn't. So April came and the mechanisms were about to start, and they were very, very nervous, and they did a very not righteous thing. So they did something that was actually illegal. So they took the old law and they reformed it with an article that basically said we're not going to apply this law until we have a new law, which is unconstitutional. So I started a citizen movement in which we sued the Congress for doing something that was against our citizens' rights in order to get our rights back. So in April, like mid-April, I filed a lawsuit against this, and I won the lawsuit, thank God. And a federal court said that the Congress could not restrict our rights in the way that they were doing it. So the Congress had two options. Option one was abiding by the applicable law, which was the old law, or passing the new law in 10 days. And my first idea was that they were going to choose option A, just applying the old law and letting the process of the new law unfold in a not so dramatic way, but they took option B. So they were actually on vacation. So the legislators were brought back from their vacations, and in 4 days they finished the draft. They lobbied the law, they passed the law, they published the law, and it was enacted in 1 day, which was crazy. But all in all, I think the result was good because the new law is not so bad. I mean, the new law is okay. The new law has different new mechanisms of direct democracy. So now we have a law that provides for plebiscite, for public consultation, for even mandate recall. And we finally had it. It didn't take so long. And since the Congress had a very, very tight deadline to pass this law, the ruling party, they wanted to include a lot of things in this law that were not very nice, such as having voting processes, not with ballots, but only by raising hands, or like having assemblies decide like collectively, but not in a secret manner, not in an independent voting system, having them decide like citizen participation things, like direct democracy things, which was not okay. So all of that, it came out, like they had to take it off because they needed to reach consensus in a very, very short time. So all in all, I think this was a very fruitful process for everyone. So now what's next? Now that we have a new law and that this law has very strong mechanisms for direct democracy in Mexico City, what me and the group of people that I work with are going to be working on is, number one, monitoring how this law is being applied. Because of course it's not the same what the paper says that what happens in reality. So we're going to be working very closely to watch how this law is actually being applied. And then, of course, we want to make a lot of notes and a lot of observations on how we can make the law better for the future. So we're going to be the Congress is going to be hearing back from us very soon, as soon as we know exactly what modifications we want for the new law to happen. So all in all, I think it was a great experience. It was very empowering, not only to me but also to a lot of people who were involved in this, because I think the message that we are sending is that, number one, the power is with the people. Number two, the Congress and all elected officials work for us, not against us. So they cannot just do whatever they want and think that they can get away with it. And number three, we are watching them. You know, we are going to be following their footsteps, and we're going to be very, very close to their decisions, so that this does not happen again. You know, it's ridiculous sometimes that I had to go to a federal court in order for them to let the Congress know that what they were trying to do was wrong. They should know it. They are legislators, right? So what comes next is on one side monitoring, and on the other side is empowering more people so that they know they can do things like the one that I did. Because it's not that it's nothing special what I did. It was just knowing my rights and knowing the channels on how to make them enforceable. So I guess it's going to be a very long road from now on, but what I want is more citizens who can do exactly these kind of actions and who are also watching what our representatives are doing. So that's it. Thank you.